you've gone, what dum-dum can we get on?
No.
Abby, she's perfect. Because I'm going to be like, I really like the fast ones.
We're spending more time together, but I think the next step is to be professional. Because I think with the little resources that we have, we're so powerful with that, just a bit more backing. And also as a way that like we could fully focus on the game.
I was reading an article about you. It was saying that when you first got into rugby, you made a PowerPoint and presented it to your dad about all the reasons why you should be playing. Is this true?
It is true.
Who's going to win? The whole thing.
Canada, get that on air. Canada is going to win the whole thing.
Hello and welcome back to the official Rugby World Cup podcast brought to you by Asahi Superdry, the official beer of the Women's Rugby World Cup 2025. I'm your host, Betty Glover, and I'm joined, as always, by Anne Onwissiri. Anne, how are you?
I'm great, as usual. I'm always really positive, but it's been another great week of rugby, and yeah.
We have got two very exciting guests with us on this podcast. We're going to introduce the second one later in the show, so stick with us to find out who that is. I'll give you a clue. They're very funny. And our first guest is also very funny. But maybe that's not what you're known for. We have got Pam Buisa with us, Canadian flanker. Canadian flanker? Canada's flanker. And Pam, we've got an issue, firstly, that I do think we really need to address here, is that when we Google you, it comes up and it says you're a winger, but you're not. You're a flanker.
Every time I always get confused. I'm like, I appreciate it. I'd like to think I'm a winger, but maybe one day.
Maybe one day. How are you? How are you finding everything? Because you are injured, aren't you? Hence why you're not playing in this World Cup. But you've been a pundit. So how's life behind the mic?
It's so different. I definitely did not expect the behind the scenes to look what it does. Because I think when you see it on TV, it's just like free flowing, but there's a lot of work that goes behind the scene, which I appreciate what you guys do. Like, like the work, there's a lot of work behind it.
But you're enjoying it.
It's fun.
The World Cup so far.
It's a lot of fun, yeah.
When I was sort of doing my research in you, I was reading an article about you. Basically, it was saying that when you first got into rugby, you made a PowerPoint and presented it to your dad about all the reasons why you should be playing. Is this true?
It is true. So my parents are from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and rugby isn't big there, right? So before my parents moved to Canada, they lived in South Africa. So they've been exposed a little bit to rugby. And so when I was making the decision to like move across the country to kind of take rugby more seriously, I had to have this major game plan. So I like brought my dad to Tim Hortons. I had a PowerPoint set up and I was like, hey, these are all the reasons why I need to go and move across the country. And by the end of it, he had no other objections. So it was kind of like, he was like, well, I'm like, everything's set, everything's booked, school's set. And he was kind of like, okay,
cool.
So
can't argue with that.
So that's the thing. I was not going to take no for an answer. So
that is amazing.
It worked.
What were the reasons? What was on the bullet point?
Oh God, I think it was something like I'm really good. There's opportunity. I get to travel the world potentially.
True. All
yeah.
true. Yeah. Can I just say?
I'm really good being the pivotal point.
But at that time, I was
no
like,
technical points. I'm good.
I'm good. I know. And, I think I said something like, if you say no to my dreams, then it'll be your fault. And then they were kind of like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah.
Nothing like a little bit of threatening blackmail to your parents.
Yeah.
It worked.
It works really well. Have you ever used it again for anything else in your life? Whip out the old PowerPoint.
Usually it's never after that experience, I knew that was like, if I got my mom and dad, that was solid. In general, I mean, I'm pretty convincing if I really need to. So I'll like study, like I used to work at a call center, and when I worked at a call center, like all you have is like, it was a call center for the university to fundraise for scholarships and bursaries. And you have 7 minutes to get someone to trust you, to get their credit card and give to the university. And so you have to do a lot with the little. And so, I don't know. I tried different tactics and see what works, but no more PowerPoint. It hasn't been.
Maybe you could whip it out to your head coach.
Yeah.
Out of context, that sentence sounds really good. But maybe you could whip the PowerPoint out.
Honestly,
and there's also like there's PowerPoint like singles dating nights, and I've seen online. I've not attended one, but I think I might do. But and I think you get your friend to do a PowerPoint about you, and then it's in front
I've
of a
seen
room
that.
of single people, and you have to convince people to date you.
To date.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea. Are you going to use that?
I think I might do. You can write the PowerPoint for me.
I got you.
And convince people to date me.
Done.
Yes.
Done.
That's what
Done.
we're using this podcast for.
Good banter. Loves rugby. Needs to read a dictionary.
Has blonde hair.
Survivalness is what.
Has blonde hair. You have to.
Has
have
blonde
to,
hair.
Has
Blonde
blonde
hair.
hair.
Likes to dye hair. Right, we're going to get into all of the games because you've been at a few, you've been watching it, you've been following it. We want to get your knowledge and understand, maybe get a bit of insight as well into that Canada team. But the group stages are over. The quarterfinals are set. It is all very exciting. We've got England against Scotland, France against Ireland, Canada against Australia, and New Zealand will be playing South Africa. But let's talk about this weekend. Anne, any standout moments from you?
I think I really enjoyed the USA Samoa game. Like, obviously, it's sad that we've lost USA. They're not going to be in the quarters, but I just really enjoyed Frida Tafuna. I'm just obsessed with her, and the fact that she got 4 tries against Samoa was absolutely brilliant. And it was a really fun game to watch. And like the USA team from the first game to like now have really grown and developed. And I think it's really exciting for like the next couple of World Cups and next couple of games what they'll develop into. And I was at the New Zealand Ireland game on Sunday, and Braxton Saracen McGee, the things that she can do at 18. Is just phenomenal, and I think New Zealand are just developing. They've always been a great team, but I think they're terrifying this World Cup.
They are absolutely terrifying,
Yeah.
aren't they? Pam, what do you think about Anne's hair? Because basically, she said she was going to dye it if South Africa got through to the quarters. She's a woman of her word.
Yes.
She's gone blonde. What are your thoughts?
I think it looks fantastic.
Oh my God,
I think it
thanks.
looks really good. I think it's I like the what you're doing. Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Thank you. It's definitely more yellow than I expected it to be, but yeah, I think I like it.
the next point is that you're going to dye it to the colour of the nation that actually wins the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot of red options, which is quite worrying. So when England win, there'll be I could dye red for England, but we'll see.
Pam is quite insistent that you're going to have to go red for Canada.
For Canada,
Yeah, what's the difference? I could do like red with like a maple leaf
that'd be fun.
on top,
Just
and
like
then
right in the center.
yeah, and if England win, then red with like a rose on top. I don't know.
I feel sorry for your hairdresser. I feel sorry for your hairdresser because how on earth are they going to pull that off?
I know.
That's a big
It's
ask.
my friend in her living room dyeing my hair, so she's gonna have to figure it out.
Pam, we're going to get your insight on Canada in a second, but let's talk about Australia v England because that was a game where I feel like we just learned so much. England obviously got the win, 47-7, but your side, Canada, are going to be facing Australia in the quarterfinals. What did you make of Australia in that game?
I mean, Australia came out firing. I think they scored first, and they were putting a lot of pressure, especially in the first half. I thought it was quite impressive how they came out, and you could tell that there was a lot. They were trying to be like fearless, which was exciting. I think what's nice for us is that we face Australia in Pac 4, so we see them pretty much every year, and so we kind of know the different things that they bring. They like to kick the ball a lot, so I think for us it's knowing, what they typically do, their trends, but also knowing that like they also want to make it into the quarterfinals and they also want to see how far they can go. So I think for us it's leading with the confidence that we have that brought us there. We did win all of our post-stage matches, but I'm excited to see how the girls go.
You say that you face Australia a lot. Have you seen the improvement in that side over time?
Oh, significantly. And I think also with the addition of a lot of the sevens players that I've brought in, that they've brought into the team, I think that's significantly helped their game as well. But they are a technical team. They like to kick the ball. And it is a rugby nation as well. Like a lot of the Australian country appreciates rugby and things like that. So I think there's also that history that's there. So I think that's exciting. But I back my team 10 times out of 10. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
Confident. Look, Australia led England for 30 minutes. What was it that they were doing so well?
Well, I think what was interesting, because the first one I think was a maul try. And that's England's bread and butter. I think that's a big part of the identity of the English side is their set piece. And I think that was really exciting to see that they were up for the challenge. I also think that their defensive pressure was quite strong as well. So yeah, I think the different angles that they gave, a lot of variation as well, which was really exciting to see that Australia was bringing. That I think in the beginning, I think England kind of was finding their footing at the beginning, and then they kind of unleashed through the end.
England weren't the England side that we've seen, were they, Anne? They were a little bit. They just didn't look as good as we have seen in the past.
No, and I think that Australia, like in Jo Yap, we trust, and she had a game plan, and like the team, you can see had a game plan to come in like quite fiercely, and like I think maybe England may have underestimated Australia going into the game. So the fact that they scored that first try and they had to be like, oh, hold up, like actually they're not here to mess around. England are on a 30-game winning streak, which is unbelievable. They haven't lost a game since the last World Cup. So I can assume, like, going into a lot of games, they're just kind of, like, obviously focused and, like, ready for it. But it's interesting to see them maybe not as strong as you would think. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that gives them more room to develop. And then when they do start facing sides like Scotland next and Canada's and New Zealand's, they need to have room to grow and, like, think of different ways to attack these bigger teams, because as much as we're known for the more tries and everything, that's not always going to work against big teams like Canada. So finding different ways to develop in games like that allow you to. So it's interesting.
It is interesting. I feel like John Mitchell had a lot to think about after that game. What do you think, Pam?
Yeah, I think so. And I think kind of what you're saying about, like, you can't underestimate any team at a World Cup. And I think that's sometimes you've seen some of the upsets over the years of, like, when you don't realize and be where your feet are, is to take your opposition and respect them. And so I think Australia showed that, but I think also with such a great team is that they know how to respond. So from the beginning, it's going to be important for the first step is to get on that scoreboard quick so that you have that momentum. So setting the tone early is going to be really important moving forward.
With Canada, of course, they could face England, I think, in the semi-finals. If I've got my
it'd be New Zealand in the semi-final,
New Zealand
and
in the
then
semi-final, England in the final.
Yeah.
Oh. Is there anything that you think Canada could exploit from watching that England performance?
I think it's always a good matchup with our set piece, because I think the last time we faced them was in WXV. That game, we were so close the majority of the game. I still have pain watching the game. But in the beginning, like I believe also we had scored first. We set that momentum. So I think it's really about getting that momentum early is really important. I think also what's great is that a lot of our players play the PWR, so they face a lot and are teammates with a lot of the English players as well. So having that mix of not really, sometimes when you play a really good team and there's this history about how good they are and all that stuff, you sometimes downplay what you can do as well. So I think that actually helps our advantage is that there's a lot of Canadian players playing in the PWR in New Zealand, in Australia, in France. And we have that then in our composition of the Canadian makeup. And I think that helps us a lot.
That's a really good point that I don't think I'd really appreciated, but that is so true. It's interesting because coming into this World Cup, Canada was sort of like everyone was describing them as the dark horses, the ones that are just going to, slowly creep through this tournament. I feel like you can't go by that tag anymore because you're there and you're doing very well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I've only really heard the term dark horse here. Like, they're mentioning it in the pundit stuff, and I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like,
is there a Canadian equivalent to like? I don't know.
I think probably like underdog is like
Underdog,
that.
okay, yeah.
But dark horse, I was like, I had to Google it. I was like, what's a dark horse?
Were you on air on the BBC broadcasting at this point when someone said it?
Yeah, literally. I think I heard one of the pundits like doing an interview with the coach, and they're like, "Oh, Canada's kind of a dark horse," and so then they came back to, and I just didn't really know what it was. So I was like, dark horse, is that a bad thing? And so I just kind of played along, but then they followed up with underdog. And then I went home and I was like, I had to Google it. I'm like, all right, if this comes up again, what is a dark horse? Because I don't know what that, I was like, is that, a metaphoric thing? Anyways.
What did you think it was?
I was like, I mean, you can't be insulting us on TV. So I know it's not that. And then I was kind of like, okay, maybe it's like, they're majestic, Canada's,
nice.
I was like, a dark horse, like, it must be beautiful.
Yeah.
I was like, Canada's, we're all beautiful people.
Yes.
So I'm like, beautiful, majestic.
And you're like, why are you asking the coach this?
I know. I was like,
what's this got to do with rugby?
I was kind of confused, but yeah. Confusion.
That's brilliant.
I didn't get it. But yeah, no, I think like that's kind of, we're kind of used to that in the sense that like we've been second in the world for 2 years now, pretty consistently. we tied against New Zealand in Pac 4. We won the last time we played them. So I think it's kind of like people just forget that we're a part of the conversation when it comes to strong teams. But I think a lot of the times our pride isn't held in what other people talk about us. We know what we're trying to do. And it took a lot for us to get here. Like, in order for us to get to the campaign, there was a campaign called Mission to Win the World Cup where we had to fundraise to get here. So there was a whole lot of work and build up, not, based on, are people going to see us and recognize us? It's, are people going to believe in our dreams so that we can achieve that and get to that? So a lot of our journey is belief in ourselves, and whether we're recognized by other people, that's what we can't control that, but all we can control is our day to day and making sure we do everything we can to win the World Cup.
And like, you were a big part of that fundraising effort, like the bid to get £1 million to actually come here and come to the World Cup, which for many levels, for a team that's second in the world, to have to do that is really just like, it's quite mind blowing.
It's
but like
ridiculous when you think about it, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, how did that make you feel in terms of like you and the team in terms of like coming into the World Cup? And like, how do you prepare, knowing financially we don't know if we're going to get there, but also skills wise we need to make sure we're on top form as we always are?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing we learned from the last World Cup was that we just didn't have enough time together. Yeah. And I think that was kind of the biggest thing, was you see how there's a fly.
Yes,
there's a fly flying around. If you see us swatting, that is why.
I was like, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at the fly.
But we saw, like, the last World Cup, is that just like when you compare all the top nations, the amount of time they have together, it was just like so drastic. And so one thing we wanted to do was at least get a bit closer to that. So a big priority was just making sure that we at least have a bit more camps together, so at least we have a strong prep leading into the tournament. But I think it's always challenging when, we have players on our team that are firefighters, that are teachers, that are coaches, that are like doing other things. Like, I have like a full-time job trying to make sure that I'm peak form to train. And I think with some of the players are in sevens, and so there's a bit of support there, but the vast majority of them have had to leave Canada and go play abroad to get that exposure, to still have the high performance environment to make it. And I think a lot of the times then our motivation is less about, okay, like, can we get money out of this? It's like, we fundamentally love this game and would do anything to make sure that we're putting ourselves in the best position to do that.
Yeah.
With that in mind, how much would it mean then for Canada to win this World Cup, beating, the likes of England and New Zealand, absolute powerhouses?
Man, I think it would mean the world. I think just the Canadian story a lot of the times is that there is the underdog. We're nice, we're respectful and all those things, but that, sometimes you may not have all the resources, you may not be recognized and seen, but if you have that belief and that hard work and grit to do whatever it takes, then that's the story. And I think, of course, the goal with every team is that outcome of winning the World Cup. But I think just the fact that we're here, we're performing, we're with all the resources that we can make up, and the staff, the resource, everything to get to this journey. I think it's all part of the Canadian story, and it doesn't end here just at a World Cup. I think it's, we see the continuity with rugby, is that why England is so strong is that there's buy-in by the public. People love rugby, right? And if we're able to inspire Canadians and just people outside of that like, rugby's a game for you, rugby is fun, it's interesting, but also you don't have to have everything to be here. That's also part of the Canadian story.
It would be unbelievable, wouldn't it? And I guess a little bit bittersweet for you as well, because you're sort of watching on the sidelines. It must be hard. Yeah,
it's definitely like, I think in the first 2 weeks when I was, being a pundit, I think it was like mentally easier, because when I'm analyzing it with the same lens that I am as a player, right? I'm looking at, okay, what are the try sources? What are, who are their, threats on attack and on defense? What are their trends? So a lot of those things is the same language that you have as a player. I think more as we progress is like, we're getting closer to the knockout stages. I remember the last time I played against Australia and England and New Zealand, and like, like when I think about the last time I played England, I was like, man, that was one of the best games I've ever had, against New Zealand, same thing. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll have that opportunity. So I think it's finding the wins in the day. Like this is like honestly healing for me in many ways, where I'm like, you know, like I could still support and participate with my team in a different way than I would have ever expected my World Cup experience to be like. So yeah.
There's still next time.
Yeah.
Next World Cup.
You're right.
You never know.
You're
You
right.
never know. And obviously Canada are only getting better and better and better. Let's stick with Canada and talk about their game against Scotland. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, Scotland came firing. Like, Scotland was, like, for us, momentum is so important, and getting that quick ruck and having our go forward. But you could tell Scotland studied. They did their homework. And I think it was kind of hard to get into our rhythm in the beginning. But I think we were able to respond by the end of the score. But I think Scotland showed a great game. I think it was a great performance by them. I think once we got into the groove of it, you know, we got on the board, we kind of got into our rhythm. I think that's when we kind of showed what we could do.
Who's really stood out for you in the Canada team? We've spoken so much about Sophie de Goody because she's just next level insane.
She's amazing.
Yeah. But is there anyone else?
Yeah, I'd say honestly, McKinley Hunt. McKinley Hunt has been first off, I was talking to some of my teammates. I'm like, props don't get enough credit. Like
Amen.
I just feel like, you know, and I think as a back row, like we get into the forward pack and I'm just on the edge, right? But I'm just seeing like they're carrying the team, you know, and in every majority of the games, like they're a big pillar of our go forward and that sort of thing. And McKinley Hunt, you know, scored twice in the Canada-Wales game. She scored again in the Scotland game. And just like, you know, to be such a powerhouse, I think she's a phenomenal athlete. And, you know, shout out to McKinley.
Yeah, shout out. I love that.
Nice for props to get attention.
Yeah, I agree.
I played a game on Friday and I can't really move my neck afterwards. And I was robbed of forward of the match. And everyone was like, you had such a great game. And I was like, yeah, I'm tired. You have to scrum. You have to do the line out. Then you tackle. You do everything. And I think this is the year of like prop tries. And you've seen it in like loads of other teams as well, of just like Hope Rogers and Sarah Byrne and Kelsey Clifford. Just everyone. The props are really owning it this World Cup.
Yeah, I agree.
That's such a good shout.
Yeah.
I love that, guys.
Life forever.
Anyone else that's caught your eye, Pam?
Oh, definitely. I'd say Asia Hogan-Rochester, such a phenomenal athlete. Coming back from injury, was injured after the New Zealand game, had to fight their way through, like do the whole rehab and kind of mentally switch on to then come back, score the bonus try, which was huge. And then you see the close up, the glitter. It was like, you know, and I'm just so hyped for Asia because this is their first World Cup, showing up completely authentically, not, you know, being fearful of who they are, and being able to show that at a global stage, I think is huge. But definitely one to watch because Asia is a force to be reckoned with.
That's amazing, actually, because think about the amount of people that they could be inspiring.
Oh, significantly. I think especially because Asia, I've been on the team with Asia for many years, especially in the sevens, and then kind of finding their way through the 15s environment. You know, there's so many talented athletes, but time and time again, they're always studying the game, watching their opposition, even though they're in Canada, watching the PWR, and like is really a technician when it comes to the game. And I think I really, you know, it inspires me as a teammate and also as a good friend, is seeing like someone that day in and day out just is really passionate about their craft.
What is the mood like then in this Canada team? Is it quietly confident?
I think especially with Alex Tessier, captain's style, like she's never the loudest person in the room, but if she has something to say, then you listen. Same with, you know, Tyson Bukuboom, same thing. Like they don't need to take up that much space. But when you do hear what they have to say, then it's always really important. And so I think that's with that leadership, it kind of helps. Same with Kevin, like our coach, like he's not like the, you know, but he's a pretty chill guy, like, you know, but I think with that, it helps us stay focused on what we need to do versus the noise, because I think with the pressure of, you're second in the world, there's also that pressure that everybody's trying to beat you, and knowing that in the knockout rounds, we can't look at, England and New Zealand, we have to look at Australia first. So it's taking it one step at a time, building, you know, not looking too far ahead, and also respecting our opposition is what I think would be key.
If you had to pick 3 players in a zombie apocalypse to go in a taxi with you, and you had to live out the rest of your days with 3 players from the Canada team, who would you pick? You have to think of like survivalness, banter.
Zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Survivalness.
But survival,
Okay,
what's
okay.
survivalness? Is that no? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Survival instinct.
Thank you.
Okay, 3. So I probably would pick number 1. It'd probably be Fancy Bermudez.
Yeah.
Just for the vibes.
Yeah.
She would not save me. It would just. I know that like if we're about to die, she'll make me laugh. So like
Okay,
hands
good.
down,
Yeah.
we're good with that.
That's important.
You know, like if we might as well make.
Yeah. If it's your last few minutes on
Yeah.
Earth, you need to be laughing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Fancy. Probably like Paige Ferris. Because she used to be like an archer for Canada.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like she probably could like do some real like something cool and like maybe save me. So
Good aim.
That'd be helpful. And probably Brittany Castle because she's a firefighter and she probably could also save me as well. So yeah, those are my 3. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. So.
What is your job, by the way? Because you said you've got a full-time job. We never asked you what yours is.
Yeah, so I work at a university as an academic administrative officer. So basically, I like oversee budget. I oversee like kind of like the policies of the university and kind of helping the director enforce those things.
Do you think that we will see the Canada women's team be fully professional in the future?
I really hope so. I think in the direction that a lot of the women's sides are doing is to be professional. I think that is the next step. We're spending more time together, but I think the next step is to be professional because I think with the little resources that we have, we're so powerful with that just a bit more backing and also as a way that like we could fully focus on the game and not be pulled in so many different directions. I think will only propel us further.
Yeah, we just hope that it does happen.
Yeah.
Soon. And hopefully, I mean, if you win the World Cup, that's only going to help, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
Pam, whilst we're talking about Canada, we've got to mention that Canada's men's team have qualified for the World Cup 2027. What was the reaction within the camp?
Honestly, it's a huge for the country. I think, the men have had quite, an up and down few years with rugby, but doing this is just so big. At Rugby Canada, we have this one squad, idea where if the men's team, the women's team, 7-15 does well, that helps the organization as a whole. And also I think with the move to the one squad, we know each other. We like each other. We show up to each other's things. And I'm also on the Players Association. So talking to, Ben and some of the boys on the team, just knowing also what that means for them. And it's just huge. I think it's huge. And again, with trying to inspire Canadians, both the men's and sevens, I think that's just so, it just helps with the pathway and just kind of supports the organization as a whole.
Canadian rugby is looking good. Just a word on England-Scotland. They're going to be facing each other next in the quarterfinals, aren't they? I mean, it's hard to look past an England
For sure.
win, but Scotland are going to give it a good go, aren't they?
For sure. I think with how they came out firing with us, what's nice is that, they do know each other very well. Six Nations are always facing each other. And I think with how we saw Australia came out firing, I think Scotland's going to do the same thing, especially because it's a quarterfinal. It would be basically the biggest upset of history. And I think Scotland will be up for the challenge. But I also know England is a strong side. So I'm excited for some good rugby, personally.
It'll be good, won't it?
I think it'll be really fun. And
Yeah.
Scotland will be up for the challenge as well. And I think, with the Australia-England game, we saw England kind of not start off on the most positive foot, which makes it exciting. And you never know. Scotland might do it.
That'd be exciting.
Yeah.
That'd be exciting.
Yeah.
Anne, you made a call for more celebrities to come on this podcast, didn't
I
you?
did, didn't I? I picked up the phone. I rang all my celebrity friends. And last week I made a call to get more celebrities on the podcast talking about rugby. And this week we have the amazing comedian Abby Clarke, who is at the England-Australia game. And she's going to join us for some games and learn more about rugby.
Woo! Right, so you're going to step out for a second.
Yeah, goodbye everyone.
You're still going to be involved.
I'll still be involved.
Just from the side, but you're giving your seat up.
Yes, I am, for the amazing Abby Clarke.
Abby,
Hi.
welcome.
Thank you.
We're really interested to know, because you were obviously in Brighton this weekend.
I was.
Was that your first ever rugby game that you've
It was
been to?
actually my second because I went to one the week before. So now it's just become a weekly Saturday.
That's a nice way to spend your Saturday.
Yeah, so I got like a little practice game where I got to kind of learn the jargon and not embarrass myself entirely.
We're actually going to be putting that to the test in a minute.
Yeah,
but
no.
I want to know, what did you make of it? What stood out to you? What did you think as a new
Okay.
rugby fan?
I'm gonna have to. I feel right. You've gone. What dum dum can we get on?
No.
Abby, she's perfect. Because I'm gonna be like, I really like the fast ones, and that's
No, but do you know what though? I agree. I like the fast ones.
when they're like when they kick it to the side and then someone sprints. That's very exciting. That is my favorite bit.
Pam is very fast.
Are you one of the sprinty people on the side?
The sprinty people, yeah.
Yeah.
I identify as a sprinty person.
You're
Yeah.
a sprinty
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
She's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ellie with the hair
Oh, and
kicks it and then runs for her own ball. That was exciting.
runs for her own ball.
Well, do you know what I mean? Like she kicks it and then like tries to run fast
Yeah.
enough to also catch it.
It's impressive.
That's like
It's impressive.
the Incredibles.
Do you
That's
think
like Dash?
that is it's like Dash. Do you think you're in it now? Do you think you're in rugby? You're fully
Yeah. Well, so basically my housemate's sister is actually a rugby player. So that's how I ended up at the one the week before. So now I feel like I'm like 1 degree of separation from my own mate, basically. Like, let's be honest. Like,
pretty much
I'm
the
in
same.
now.
Yeah.
I'm basically a Bristol Bear. Like, I think that's official. Like, so they followed me this week. So,
Did they?
yeah, I think I'm basically a Bristol Bear now. I think that's how it works.
Does a loner follow you though? That's the question.
Shall we look?
Yeah, go on look.
Oh, wait, it's over there. Oh my God, imagine it. My hands just got sweaty. This is my cat.
Oh, cute.
Anyway,
Lovely cat.
I have to show him to everyone. He is quite amazing. Right, let's see.
This is the moment.
This is going to be a letdown.
Does a loner follow you, Pam?
Okay. Following. I don't know why she would.
Well, because you are, getting involved in rugby now.
She doesn't follow me, guys.
She doesn't follow you. Ilona, if you are watching, which I'm sure you're not, but if you are, Abby Clarke, she's a great comedian. She's into rugby now. Give her a follow on the old Insta.
Bristol Bears follow me.
Pam, if Abby was going to start playing rugby, what position do you reckon should be good at? Just from judging from her right now, as she's sitting on this chair.
Yeah.
The one who brings the water on.
I'd say probably fullback. Probably fullback.
Why?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they always have great personalities. They're impactful in the game. They can kick.
I can do a high kick.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Is that
You could be a
helpful?
sprinty. Yeah, for sure. You could be a sprinty person.
I'd
Right.
like to be a sprinty person.
Yeah. Yeah.
My housemate's sister is the one that like follows the ball, which I would, when they said that, I was like, oh, like centre in netball. Is that a thing?
Would you say
Is
that?
there
Would you?
equivalent in rugby?
To follow the ball.
The one that
I think
in the
so.
scrum, like it comes out and they pick it up and then they
Oh,
have,
scrum half.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, 9. Yeah, there we go. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm trying.
No, do you know what?
You booked
though?
me.
We want to get new fans
This
into
is
rugby.
your
I love
this
this.
is the
It's
this
great.
is the point. We want to get new people into the sport, right?
For sure.
So it's good. And we are going to put your rugby knowledge now to the test with some terms. Pam's basically going to teach you.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is
Well, I hear the props are really doing something this year.
There.
yeah, the props
It's the
are
year.
worth
It's the prop era. You know what I mean?
It's the prop era.
It's the prop
Say
era.
you can go
That's
and say
fine.
that to people.
Yeah,
when
I'd
they
be like,
say
guys.
like when they ask you a question about rugby, you just go, it's the prop era.
the
Yeah,
prop
I
era.
hear props. They're really winning the World Cup this year.
I love that. That's so good. Good work. Good job.
Right, I'm gonna say a rugby term. You're gonna try and explain what it is,
Oh,
and
God.
then Pam will teach you.
I only know the rude ones like hooker.
Oh, well, that's my first one.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I don't
so
know what it means to be fair.
number 1, hooker. What do you think hooker means?
Well, it's not gonna mean having sexual intercourse, is it? So I think
No.
it means like kind of like a hooky punch, like a left hook.
Like a big left
So
hook.
I think
like
it
that.
maybe is it someone that's kind of on the side and quite strong and would like take you out.
They do that. Do that. So so first off, so there's the front row. So you have props, hooker, and the other prop. So the hooker is who hooks the ball in a scrum. In
So
a
we're quite
line out.
close.
Yeah, so you're, you know,
So that right
So they hook the ball
with their foot or their hand.
with their foot.
Okay, yeah.
And then
But you're all upside down in the scrum.
upside down. Yeah, not really.
We're not.
Kind of
So
more like this.
Wow.
More
So
like
you've got to like keep your core and hook
Yeah,
with the foot.
it's impressive.
That's
Yeah, and then
a
then
lot.
whenever when they kick the ball out of bounds, the hooker is who throws the ball in to the.
Who's the person? No, we'll learn. You do the next
No,
question.
go on, ask.
The person who goes up in the air. That's what I want to do.
Oh.
The lift.
You want to be lifted or
Yeah,
lift?
yeah, yeah. Oh, always lifted.
Okay.
In all scenarios of my life, I want to be lifted.
Okay.
They were having a nightmare because then they come down and then everyone just
It's
like,
just chaos.
goes for them.
yeah, like, and then they're just like, there was a lot of that at the game on Saturday. They were just like, guys, please. Leave
Guys,
me out
stop
of this.
touching me.
Yeah.
Right, next, the bunker.
Oh.
Oh.
Are these all positions or that could just be
It's
like
all
where they have lunch?
terminology.
Okay. The bunker. Someone who doesn't move much, they kind of hunker down. in the-
They hunker in the bunker.
They hunker them. I think that person's in the scrum as well. No, you just described who was in the scrum.
Okay, so basically, say for example, there's an infringement that's happened on the field. Then they'll be like, the ref will hear something, then they'll run over, and then they'll be like, you'll see them do this, and then that means that they're looking at the
No, that means
replay.
theatre in charades.
Does it?
Sorry. But
Same,
also,
same.
yeah,
It's the same thing, really. Charades.
it's a
bunker.
play.
Yeah.
It's a bunker.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And what does it mean?
So then basically they're then looking at that play over again to make sure that what is supposed to happen, that there wasn't any infringement. If there is, and they make a call
Right.
from there.
Next one, caterpillar rock. I knew you were going to do that.
Is that when I was going to say, because they did this in the England-Australia game and I really enjoyed it, where the ball, they were in like a scrum and the ball was like close enough to the line that then they just decided to like scrum all the way over. Like they just like pushed it.
Oh.
And that's kind of giving human centipede vibes.
Human centipede.
/ caterpillar. Okay,
It's
that's
sort
wrong.
of like when the players line up behind the ruck, right, to protect the scrum half, and it sort of looks a bit like
you
a
guys call it
caterpillar.
caterpillar rock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Would you say that, Anne? Yeah. Come in.
See, I told you you
If the
could
9
do
or
this
10
without
wants to kick,
Yeah.
and then the forwards make a longer ruck, we call it a caterpillar ruck. What do you call it?
We'll just say like, you set the platform.
Set the platform.
Yeah, you set the but I've never heard of caterpillar rock.
Yeah, we call it caterpillar ruck because it's like a long.
No,
long
that makes
caterpillar.
sense. Yeah. But maybe there is a term, but usually it's like, okay, set the platform. Well, they'll like have like exactly what you're describing. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next one, goose step.
Oh, I love the sound of it. that sounds like it would happen in a hoedown throwdown.
Yeah.
The goose step, is it just like when you like step one way and then you like step over and you're like, psych, I'm going this way?
Yeah, Abby, you're going to have to show
I got your
us.
mic.
Let me just walk.
She's doing her stretches. She's getting the zone.
I use it.
Oh, wow. That was like a salsa move.
Felt like geesey, like their neck was like, whoop.
I think that was really good, actually.
I think that was
silly goose.
Guys, let us know in comments if you like that and whether we should be getting the England players to start doing that.
Thank God I wore my trackies, guys. So
Pam, what did you make of that?
I think that was excellent. I think that was world class.
But was
really.
it right?
Basically, well, kind of like, so it's like, yeah, you use footwork to kind of evade the defender, and it's like usually like a big step, like it's like that psych thing, goose step. Usually you call it side step, goose step, or goosey.
Do you call it a goosey?
Goosey or goose side step.
Elise Goosey.
One of my favourite bits, by the way, from this weekend was Meg Jones, who plays for England, psyching out her opponents. Have you seen this clip that's
No.
gone viral?
I haven't
Have
seen
you
it.
seen it?
No.
She's literally staring at them going,
That's what I do to men on the tube.
yeah.
If they're looking at me too long, you act crazy, and then they're like, ugh. That's the technique, no? Why is everyone acting like I'm weird?
I actually think that's a really good idea.
Yeah,
If someone's like
I
creeping
saw
you
a
out.
great TikTok recently of like a guy wouldn't stop talking to her at the bus stop, and then she just started like screaming. She was like, and then they were like,
Pam, have you ever done this when you were playing rugby?
No.
Psych anyone out?
No, I usually kind of give them the look.
Ooh.
Oh.
Not like that, really, but
Just
no.
get the sultry
Just,
little
and then yeah,
Anne,
yeah.
have you ever, when you're playing rugby, psyched anyone out?
I played on Friday, and because I've got a tooth taken out, I then showed someone my missing tooth and before the scrum, and
That's
they were
so
disgusted,
cool.
and it worked. I think.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Wow.
A little wink as well.
Oh my God.
Here's my missing tooth, guys. Right, we're going to get on to the pub quiz now, Abby. I know you've had a lot of pub quizzes this weekend, so you're a bit
Yeah.
pub quizzed out.
I
But
love a
this
pub
is
quiz.
going to be good.
No, I'm ready.
Okay, so rugby quiz sponsored by Asahi Superdry. Could it get any better? I'll recap the rules for you. 6 questions. We've got a bonus point opinion question
Whoa.
that comes at the end, and the listeners vote for that. So we announce the winner of that last question in the episode next week.
Oh gosh, okay.
Okay, so we're going to do you two against each other. Oh, before we start, I'll let you know who won the bonus point from last week. It was Philippa Toutier, because she was on the podcast. The question was, choose an animal to represent the nation. I said Canada were like a snake, not in a mean way, but just like slithered around.
No,
but in a
that just
good way.
means really gorgeous and stunning.
Majestic.
Majestic.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
majestic
yeah.
snake.
Sneaky.
But Philippa won because she said South Africa were like rhinos.
oh, good.
So she won that one.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I like that answer better than snake.
you two, we need to get your shirts on. Snake, not in a bad way, Pam. Okay. Pam, you're going to be Team Asahi Super Dry 0. Abby, you're going to be Team Asahi Super Dry. Let's get the shirts on. Okay, right. So we have got 6 questions. Just buzz if you know the answer.
And these are rugby questions.
Some of them are.
I feel like Bam has
if
quite the
If
advantage.
she gets it wrong, can I?
You can steal it. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Okay, right. Number 1. 5 players. Sorry. 5 players are joint top try scorers this tournament, scoring 6 tries so far. Can you name them and possibly their nationalities as well?
I just want to see her answer.
Katie.
No. that was a good solid guess.
I was like, there's gotta be a Katie.
no, Katie's not on there.
It's gotta be.
You should have gone for another really common name, then you might have got that, but Pam, I feel like you can steal this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sophie de Goody, with 25 points.
No,
Are you talking about try? Wait, sorry.
Yeah. Joint top try scorers this tournament so far.
Oh,
so
joint.
5 players.
Sorry. Is there an Abby?
No.
There was in the game.
Yeah.
And she was obviously my favourite.
She was obviously
But
my
okay, she
favourite.
would
No,
score
no.
a try.
no
Oh, okay. I
Abby.
thought we were talking about top points.
Try scorers.
Oh, try scores.
Yeah.
Oh, Julia Schell.
Yep.
Yeah. From
Smashed
Canada.
it. Yeah.
And the other one from New Zealand.
18 years old.
18 years old. Last name Braxton.
First name Braxton.
First
Sorensen
name-
McGee.
Sorensen McGee. Yes.
I'll give you that one.
Thank you.
Any others?
England.
England have got one.
Abby Dow.
No.
Okay.
Otherwise, Abby would have been in there. No. Jess Breach.
Oh, yes. 50
Jess
tries.
Breach.
Yeah.
Frida Tafuna from the USA and Francesca McGee from Scotland.
Yes.
There was also a ballet dancer.
Wow.
Right. Number 2. Which team are through to the quarterfinals for the first time?
South Africa.
Yes!
You cheated. Okay, I'm going to get competitive now.
Anna and I are a team. We're a team. We're a team.
Okay, right. Number 3. True or false? Japan drinks more wine than beer each year.
True.
Yeah, correct.
I had to be very dramatic.
She's giving me the look
True.
every time.
True.
She's psyching me
Yeah,
out.
she's psyching you out. That's what she's doing. At number 4, in rugby, the posts are H-shaped. But do you know the distance between the posts at international level? The closest answer wins.
Okay.
So is it a hard question? I wouldn't have got this. It's just a guess, so whoever guesses the closest.
I would say my answer is that I'm thinking about
The suspension
is gonna be 7 meters.
Okay, 7 meters is your answer, Abby.
Oh, I was gonna say like 30 feet.
I need meters, Abby.
I don't know how to convert that.
Can anyone convert?
I was trying to think of like a 6 foot person.
Yeah.
And how many of them you could like lie down between them.
That's smart.
That is really smart.
That's why I was taking so long.
Why don't you
but don't ask me to now make it meters.
You should have gone with your first gut instinct, actually, because Pam, we're going to have to give you the win because the distance is 5.6 meters.
Wow.
So you were closest.
Shame.
Really, it's just one person.
No way. Is it genuinely?
No, yeah, it's not. Cut that out the edit. Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault. I brought.
You were thinking
I
about.
brought feet
Yeah,
into
I'm
it.
getting confused with feet. Okay.
I was like,
Oh,
I don't know about that.
I was like, one
crazy
person.
big
That is a
person.
small post. Abby, do you want to take my place? Get me out of it. Okay, right. Pam, you've won that. Question number 5. England against Australia match this weekend was sold out. You were there.
Yeah.
Great crack.
30,000 people.
Yeah. Ooh.
They did like a little announcement.
Well, I was going to say,
And-
what was the
oh.
capacity of the venue?
I think the capacity was actually like 31,000.
Oh, yeah, smashed it. 31,876.
Wow.
I'm giving you that. Okay, Pam winning this. Abby, this is to get yourself back into this. Okay, question number 6, final question. Which of the final 3 locations the World Cup is playing at? Right, who got that?
Should we rock, paper, scissors?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn it.
Never go paper. Right. Bristol,
Yeah.
London,
Yeah, Twickenham, Allianz Stadium, correct.
and
Leafy.
but Anne's miming at me and it's making it worse. I don't know the last one. I'm so sorry.
Okay, Pam, can you steal it?
Okay,
can you name all 3?
So Bristol,
Yeah.
London, so Twickenham, and then the third
Third one, isn't it? It's
one.
got everybody.
is Exeter.
Correct.
Actually,
You were going to say that.
I was
feel
going to
like.
say
You
that.
should have backed
You
yourself.
were like holding a baby. Oh, a pig.
Baby
I was going to say Exeter, but the mime really threw me off because I was like, why is she holding a
I know. I
baby?
saw this. I was like,
I was like, a bit.
she's setting you up. That's not real.
Pam, congratulations.
Thank
you
you.
have won
Thank you.
the pub quiz. We've got a bonus question
If you are
now.
going to Exeter, though, Pennywell Farm, you can hold a baby pig. There we go.
Excellent.
And they have the otter sanctuary.
Do they?
Yeah, right, bye.
Oh, I love that. Pam, did you go there when you went to Exeter?
No.
Well, you should have. Okay, final bonus point opinion question coming up. Who so far in the tournament has had the best celebration? And if you were to celebrate, what would yours be? Who wants to go first?
I wouldn't say there were any standout celebrations at the game I watched. Everyone,
Okay.
but I like that.
Okay.
I don't.
No celebrations.
No. I like a celebration, but I like a real like playing it cool. Just like, yeah, I knew I could do that. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah,
I thought you would have been pro like big celebration.
I think if it was like a dramatic one, if it's especially good. Oh my god, I saw that tackle that went viral where the girl did like a roly-poly over her and then took the ball. Have you seen that?
I actually haven't seen that.
The roly-poly.
Oh, I have seen that.
The
yeah,
roly-poly.
Yeah,
Like
the roly-poly.
after that, oh my god, yeah. Like that deserves an insane
So
celebration.
what would you do if you pulled that out the bag?
Splits? I don't know.
Oh
Yeah.
my
God. Good.
Into the splits.
Yeah.
Immediately.
High kick, splits, roll. I don't know. Like
Excellent.
shake your
Shimmy.
boobs.
England, so like Ellie
I'd probably just flash. I like if I pulled off that tackle. Honestly, I'd do anything.
England do like the rodeo like cowboy.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, you didn't like that.
You didn't like that.
It's fine.
Okay.
Oh.
We'll let Ellie
That's
kill Dunno next
controversial.
time.
My favourite was when their pictures come up and they're like, try scored. And my favourite was this picture.
Yeah.
That was the best one.
Okay. So you're going for, you didn't like any of the celebrations, but you would do the splits.
Splits, high kick.
High
Splits,
kicks into
high
splits.
kick, shimmy, kiss, 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 kiss.
Okay, perfect.
Pam? Well, I like celebrations.
Good.
So I think Asia Hogan Rochester. Okay, scored the try, was like excited, team's hyped up, and I think did one of these. Also, yeah.
Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
So similar.
Yeah, similar.
On the same vibe.
And then there's like a close up on the glitter. It was doing a lot
I
of
think
good things.
a performative one is fun, but when it's just like, I'm amazing, and then I'm like, right, okay.
What's your celebration?
It depends if I'm really tired. If I'm tired, I'm just trying to get up. You know,
Right.
Yeah,
If
because
I'm
also
tired,
you're
I'm like,
wasting energy. If
yeah,
you go
it's a
too
lot, you know, because
crazy.
usually like I get up and I'm getting hopped on from teammates, so I'm like trying to just find my way up,
Just like, guys, get off
you
me.
know. But then it'll be one of like smile, you know. But I'm trying to just get up.
Maybe you can do what Abby's
High kick
celebration
splits.
next time.
We'll work on
always
it.
do the splits.
I'll work on it.
Perfect. Abby, thank you so much for joining us.
I feel I've offered nothing, but thanks for having me.
You've
I've had a
offered,
lovely time.
you've offered the vibes.
I've had a lovely day
and the
out.
banter. So that's what we like.
Thank you.
Are you going to be watching the games this weekend? This
Oh god,
coming
yeah.
weekend?
I think we're gonna do a watch party at our house for the final.
Love
We're a
that.
full rugby house now. It's
Oh,
happened.
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, well, enjoy.
Thank you.
What are you going to bring to the watch party?
Well, just the pure vibes. Clearly, that's,
I
that's
think
what
that
I
is your
bring
job. That is where you thrive.
to every rugby event. It seems.
Okay. Well, enjoy. Thank you so much for
Thanks for
joining us.
having me.
And welcome back. We've missed you.
I don't know how to follow that.
There was a lot to follow there. We spoke a little bit, didn't we, about New Zealand earlier, but let's talk about them in depth because they absolutely demolished Ireland, didn't they? 40 points to 0. New Zealand, Pam, were absolutely outstanding. They were just so good, but attacking and defensively as well. What did you make of them? Did you watch the game?
I watched part of the game. I was commuting from Exeter, but you could tell it was a statement. I think because leading up, there was a lot of, okay, who's it going to be between Ireland, New Zealand? Like there was a lot of, you know, momentum leading into that. And I think New Zealand was coming out to not just make a statement, but just to let it be known where they stand. And I love it when a team just kind of quiets the noise when people are driving these narratives and they just kind of reminded why they're a strong side. But I think Ireland definitely showed the best that they could, and I think that was a great effort on their side. But I think New Zealand let it be known why they're New Zealand.
Yeah. I mean, they were next level, weren't they?
It was amazing. Like I was there, and the atmosphere was just phenomenal. And everyone, there were so many. So I don't know if it's a New Zealand thing, but it's like a plastic bag or like a little. It looks like an onion, but like you like wave it around.
A poi.
And, like, a poi. Is that what
Poi,
it's called?
yeah.
There were so many of them in the crowd,
Yeah.
and like
An onion.
Yeah, no, it looked because I said to my friend, and she had one, and I was like, "What is that?" And
Poi.
it's a poi. But it was just really nice to see like loads of Ireland fans, loads of New Zealand fans. Like within my group of friends, we had a good mix of both. But the vibes were great, and it was really fun. At 3:00, and we had the national emergency siren thingy that went off, which was like quite annoying to interrupt the game. Mine went off 5 minutes after everyone else's, so I'd be dead. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if there was like some sort of big emergency, you wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, it was fun. I think they paused the game, but it was just all really awkward because everyone was just on their phones. Like,
Yeah,
what?
what's going on?
Yeah.
It was suddenly everyone was just getting this alert through,
Yeah.
weren't they?
Yeah.
Really annoying. You didn't get one.
I did.
You did
I
get
did.
one.
I left my phone on roaming. I know. And then all of a sudden I didn't know what was going on, and I was in the train, and then I got
It was a very aggressive beat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But Ireland have been really good so far this tournament, but it just felt like New Zealand, it wasn't just their attacking and their defensive ability, but I just feel like their rugby IQ is just next level. Do you think they are possibly the best team in the tournament for that side of things?
For the side of rugby IQ?
Yeah.
I think New Zealand has so much history with rugby. I think they have won World Cups. They have from really young players to players that have been there for a long time. I think the makeup of their team allows for them to have as much history and develops that IQ. And I think that's how you see some of the younger players just being like world class, but they're so young at the same time. So I think in terms of having that overall encompassing, going through wins, losses, but also the makeup of the team, their staff, I think that they're well suited for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Good point. New Zealand now face your favourite team, Anne, South Africa, in the quarterfinals. That's a big one. Yeah. What do you think South Africa can do against New Zealand?
I think New Zealand have shown that they have very strong backs, and I think a lot of the tries on the weekend were on the wings. And I think if South Africa keep punching forward through the middle and create the pressure that Ireland did in the middle, we could hopefully they can get some tries in and leave the game with something. But we have to remember the South Africa side has only been professional for a year, and New Zealand obviously has a much longer history with rugby and women's rugby. So I just hope everyone has fun. And
just hope everyone enjoys it. And I daren't ask, but what are you going to do if South Africa get through and win that game?
Oh, if they get through, I'll dye my hair green.
Wow.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I've bleached it now. I've got all the colours. I can have any colour now.
Green.
I'll dye my hair green, yeah.
I can't wait to see that if it happens. I'm going to hold you to that as well, by the way. Pam, New Zealand, they're not going to be worried about that quarterfinal, are they?
I think, again, it's a World Cup. You got to respect your opposition. I think they definitely will go into that game confident. They had very good campaigns so far. But South Africa, they're making history also. Just them being in a quarterfinal is making history. So I think regardless, I think both sides will show their best. But I think they'll come into that game with a lot of confidence.
Do you think Canada and England will have watched that New Zealand game, the last group game, and been a bit like, ooh?
Huh. I mean, personally, I don't ever really feel that way, if I'm being completely honest. I feel for us, it's more we look more at the opportunities versus making our opposition bigger than they are personally. I think it's also remembering that they had a great performance, but we also had a great campaign as well. So I think it's really dialing into what we can control, making sure we tighten up on some of the areas where we, had that missed opportunities, but also identifying that, we have beaten New Zealand as well. We've tied with them as well. And we've also lost to them as well. So also making sure that we know what their threats are, their strong suits, but also at the same time is understanding that they're a good side, and they have that confidence and momentum going into things, but also bringing it back to our game.
One team that we haven't spoken a lot about, and I do want to ask you about before we wrap things up, is France, because we don't know. I still don't feel like we've seen enough from them to really judge. Are they up there mixing with the likes of Canada, England, and New Zealand?
I mean, France is always a strong side. I think they, again, have the history. They have so many talented players. Some of our teammates actually play in France as well, and have been there for many years and back and forth. So I think especially with the Canadian flair, it's kind of a mix of the English style, but also French style to make the Canadian style there. So I think France is also a very strong side. I think, again, they're also finding their rhythm as well, but I'm excited to see what happens in the quarters.
France, Ireland in the quarters. France have a really strong possibility of getting through here, don't they, to the semi-finals?
Yeah, and they've obviously faced each other before in Six Nations games, so they'll know each other. They kind of know how to attack and defend the different styles. I think that's going to be a very close match. Because Ireland, the scoreline doesn't really reflect all the work that they put in with New Zealand, and I think that's an exciting one. I think that's one I can't call.
Let's do, before we go, quarter-final predictions. So England, Scotland, what are you thinking?
England. Yeah.
France, Ireland.
France, but with a 5-point difference.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So close.
I'm going to go upset. Ooh. Just to make it kind of spicy.
Yeah.
But I think it could be, I think upset, but by a few points.
Yeah. Ireland have been really good. Yeah. We've seen a lot from them. They've come on a lot, haven't they? Canada, Australia.
Canada, because you're here.
Good answer. Yeah. Good answer. I think Canada and a strong performance.
From Canada?
From Canada.
Do you think Australia are going to test you a little bit? Test your side a little bit?
I think the game will be a test, but I think Canada will show up strong.
She's confident. New Zealand, South Africa.
South Africa. It's what I want. I really want them. I want them to like push through. But being at the New Zealand game, it was, New Zealand is terrifying at the moment. But I hope New Zealand realistically, but I hope South Africa gets some points on the board, and they were able to against France. So you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think New Zealand, but I think South Africa's going to show a great performance.
Pam, also before we let you go, who's going to win? The whole thing.
Canada, get that on air. Canada is going to win the whole thing.
Directly into the camera. That is what we like. And that is all we've got time for. Guys, thank you so much. You were brilliant, Pam. Thank you also to Abby, who hopefully we're going to see on a rugby pitch soon.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Splits.
I was thinking we could line out lift, Abby, if that's what you want to do, if you can.
My shoulder.
Oh, yeah, your shoulder. I'll do it myself.
With one.
I'll do it myself.
Next time. Thank you, Anne, as well. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. Remember to subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a comment as well. Let us know what you think. Let us know your predictions as well, and we'll see if everybody's right. We'll see you later.
Bye.